We're here in the fighting capital of the world, here on the PBC on Fox YouTube page, T-Mobile Arena. Tonight live on a PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. It'll be Manny Pacquiao, the 8th Division World Champion, looking to challenge Yordenis Ugás for the welterweight championship of the world. I'm Ray Flores alongside Felix De Jesus. Originally, it was supposed to be Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence, but Spence had an eye injury, therefore insert Yordenis Ugás. Felix, still energy, excitement for tonight's welterweight championship affair.
That's right, Ray. Pleasure again to work with you here. The unexpected could happen tonight. Will Pacquiao retire? Will Ugás make a Pacquiao retire? Will we see Ugás 100%? I mean, there's so many question marks that'll be answered in just a couple of hours.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at what we have on tap here tonight when we go live in less than 2 hours on pay-per-view. We'll start off in the featherweight division with the unbeaten Carlos Castro going head-to-head against the hard-hitting Colombian slugger in Oscar Escandon. Then it'll be a matchup between the Philippines and Mexico. That rivalry reignited as the unbeaten Mark Magsayo will put his undefeated record on the line against Mexico's own Julio Ceja. The co-main event, Felix, this one has me excited because it's a throwback old school fight between two guys who know what they have on the line. The winner moves on to bigger things. The loser, well, they either think about being a gatekeeper or contemplate retirement. Robert Guerrero and vicious Victor Ortiz. And then in our main event, Manny Pacquiao goes head-to-head against Yordenis Ugás.
Yeah, if you like the Expendables, of course Ortiz was in that movie, and he said that his first love is boxing. So let's see if he shows it today against the Ghost Guerrero.
And Robert Guerrero said, hey, look, I love mixing it up inside. I like to go toe-to-toe. This is what I live for. And he feels that he has what it takes to be able to defeat vicious Victor Ortiz. But the prelim portion, though, we're going to start off with a rematch dating back to April 20th of this year between Burley Brooks and Cameron Sevilla Rivera. Burley Brooks, incidentally, 25 years of age, trained under the guidance of Derek James, the head trainer of Errol Spence Jr., and James has been busy tonight as he trained Frank Martin earlier today, who won a unanimous decision over Ryan Kilzeski on the Fox portion. But this is a fight that Burley Brooks wants to run back. He lost the fight due to a low blow in the 6th round, and that cost him a majority draw. But we are here tonight. Obviously, in a couple of hours, the pay-per-view starts with Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás in the main event. All you have to do is buy now on the Fox Sports app or watch on any screen that you want. Coverage starts at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. You can buy it now on the foxsports.com app or also Fox Sports. And we are just about set for our opening matchup between Burley Brooks and Cameron Sevilla Rivera, as the doors have just opened up here at T-Mobile Arena, just getting the action started. And Felix, this one should be an interesting matchup between Burley Brooks and Cameron Sevilla Rivera. Sevilla Rivera, 9'6" 29 years of age, and is looking to defeat Burley Brooks yet again.
No, and if there's someone that really needs a fight to win a fight, is Burley Brooks. He's that diamond in the rough that everybody is expecting to do a good job, but he better start tonight. He better start right now.
Well, for Burley Brooks, he is 0-2 in televised appearances, lost to Marco Delgado on the Spence and Danny Garcia prelims back on December 5, and then came up short back on April 20th due to that low blow. And I think that was unfortunate, Felix, because he was fighting a pretty solid fight up until that point, was Burley Brooks.
No, definitely. So does he have the confidence now facing this Cameron Sevilla Rivera again, or does he fold? That's what we want to see.
Well, to get the afternoon started, we set it up to a ring announcer. Here is my brother, Miguel Flores.
This is all brought to you by TGV Promotions and MP Promotions. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Our 3 judges ringside are Billy Sullivan, Ricardo Ocasio, and Chris McGlory. The referee in charge of the action is Robert Coyle. And now it's all 6 rounds in the super middleweight division. Introducing first is the red corner wearing the purple and gold. He weighed in at 170.4
Clean fight. As you can see, anything on the belt line here is going to be low. Anything here on the belt line will be a low.
Can we hear that?
All right, touch them up.
Here, Miguel. Mike, what do you?
Robert Hoyle, our referee in charge. Burley Brooks, Cameron Sevilla Rivera, as we are just under 2 hours away until we go live on pay-per-view from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. But right now, Burley Brooks, Cameron Sevilla Rivera getting set to collide. Burley Brooks is 3-2 in scheduled 6-rounders, as Cameron Sevilla Rivera started off he's on a 2-bout win streak after going 0-3-2 in his previous 5 fights. So Sevilla Rivera has momentum heading into this fight, Felix.
No, he does, and this is also a make-or-break fight for him. He wants to keep that winning streak. He started well, 5-0 in his career with 4 knockouts. Then he went into a little bad streak there, 4-6-3, and now he's coming around. So this is also a big fight for him.
Well, for Cameron Sevilla Rivera, this is his 11th straight fight against a fighter 500 or better. He's the kind of guy that'll pretty much fight anybody and everybody. And, you know, he does have a winning record as Burley Brooks attacks the body of Sevilla Rivera. But, you know, I think that guys like Cameron Sevilla Rivera are important to have in the sport of boxing because they are a good litmus test for up-and-coming prospects, whether or not they're going to flourish to bud to being contenders or whether or not, if they're not ready for that big stage or to advance to being a contender.
No, definitely. They'll give you the rounds that you need to advance or either stay where you're at.
Well, and I tell you where you need to stay at. You need to stay right here and order the pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás, as we are just over the midway point of round number 1.
It sounded like they tracked it finally for when the ref gave instructions.
And of course, the big favorite coming into the night is Manny Pacquiao. But I would not bet against Yordenis Ugás. He has everything to win and nothing to lose, basically.
Well, look, he took this fight on 11 days' notice as the double jab comes out by Burley Brooks, overhand right, under a minute to go. Yordenis Ugás, since he returned to the sport of boxing, he took a 2-year sort of a retirement, and he got back to action in August of 2016. He fought Jamal James on short notice, handed Jamal James his only loss at that point, and with that he would go on to fight Brian Perella. He's 3-0 in short notice fights, so Yordenis Ugás is no stranger to fighting on short notice. However, the difference is tonight he's taking on the great Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, it's like Keith Thurman said and Shawn Porter. Sometimes he didn't have to go to that 2-week traveling to promote the fight, so he might be more than ready for this fight.
And if you look at it, there's an overhand right there by Sevilla Rivera. But how big is that win for Ugás over Jamal James, as James holds a championship as well, and James has looked fantastic in his recent outings. Looking forward to seeing him back in the ring.
Oh, that division is packed with great boxers.
Pretty close.
Final moments of round 1. And that ends the first. Rivera, he said that he wanted him to use your jab, and also he wants him to move from side to side and, you know, use angles more.
No, definitely trying to stay away from where Brooks can hit him. Let's see if he does. He's able to get that game plan, get it going.
When obviously Burley Brooks training under the guidance of Derek James, who's one of the best trainers in the sport. There's a nice right uppercut to the body by Burley Brooks. Brooks wearing the black trunks, Rivera wearing the purple. Good stiff jab by Burley Brooks. Overhand right there by Sevilla Rivera. I'll tell you what, their first fight was an exciting matchup, and they both had moments where they were having sustained success offensively. Robert Hoyle, some loose tape on the left glove of Sevilla Rivera.
You mentioned, Ray, that Brooks was deducted a point for a low blow, but he's still hitting the body here in this fight, which is great news.
Well, yeah, it's not deterring him from attacking the body. And the one thing about Burley Brooks is that, you know, he feels like that should have been a victory that should have gone his way instead of a loss or a majority draw for that matter.
Yes, I agree. But he has to demonstrate it again. Usually in a second fight with the same opponent, you kind of want to show that it was a fluke.
And Burley Brooks, he's still young, he's 25 years of age, so if he can correct that mistake on his dossier, then he can move forward and, you know, see what's next for him as he tries to, you know, go from being, you know, he wants to be known as a young, hungry prospect. There's an overhand right that connects by Sevilla Rivera. Probably the best punch of the fight for Rivera.
Yes, he definitely wants to see what's after this, light heavyweight. Hopefully he'll get a better fight, but he has to win big tonight.
And speaking of winning big tonight, Manny Pacquiao is looking to regain his welterweight championship that was stripped of him by the WBA. And Pacquiao said earlier this week, Felix, as we have under a minute to go between Brooks and Rivera, that, listen, I know that Ugás is technically the champion, but we're going to fight inside the ring to determine who is the rightful owner of that welterweight title.
Yeah, and Ugás said, well, come and get it. He's ready, Ray. He's not going to get that title up too easily.
Well, there's the belief in the camp of Manny Pacquiao from Freddie Roach, Boy Fernandez, nice right uppercut by Burley Brooks. And Sevilla Rivera tries to retaliate, but there is a thought process from the Manny Pacquiao camp that they feel that Manny can get a stoppage victory over Yordenis Ugás. Ugás said in the press conference that I am 100% certain you cannot stop me.
I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, we're going to wait and see. We're just waiting anxiously to see, but it's going to be tough to knock out Ugás.
Final moments of the second round between Brooks and Rivera. That ends the second.
Good. Yep. Love it. Lean back. Hey, you got me this left hook to the body. Yep. I need it more than one time, yes, all right? More than one time. Touch it 2 times. Sit on it. Yep. And then move your head out the line, all right? Don't stay right in front of me. Okay. This next round, get your hands go a little bit more. A little bit more. Yes, all right? You work better this second round than the first round, but I need more. Yes, sir. Next round, all right? Doing good. Doing good. Oh, there you go. Good job. Catching the shots. Push them forward. Jab here, jab here, jab here. All right, let's go, Darcy.
Getting ready for round number 3. This one is scheduled for 6. Light heavyweights in action. This is a rematch dating back to their matchup on April 20th, 2021. Earlier this year, Burley Brooks suffered a loss at the hands of Cameron Sevilla Rivera, and Brooks starting off a lot quicker here in this third round.
Yeah, James told him just I want to see 2 or 3 blows to the body. Keep working it.
But Brooks is using his height and his reach advantage and he's trying to keep Sevilla Rivera at bay with that jab, and then he is following it up with that right hand.
It's interesting the way Sevilla keeps coming in. We're going to see a lot of Pacquiao tonight doing that. Of course, with much more skill, but he has the right idea, Sevilla, coming in on Brooks.
Well, yeah, he's definitely trying to be the aggressor and make Burley Brooks uncomfortable, but Brooks is doing a solid job. There's a left that connected. Burley Brooks shook his head as to say that didn't hurt me one bit, but as you pointed out, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, he darts in and out, uses a variety of different angles, and that's the one thing when you talk to guys who have fought Manny Pacquiao, they say it is so hard to prepare for the unorthodox style and the punches that come from a variety of different angles that you really can't simulate in the gym, Felix.
Yeah, no. But what's fascinating is Ugás likes that inside fight too. So can Pacquiao get in, you know, freely in there, out and coming in and back out? I don't know if he could do it against Ugás.
And also, Felix, as we are at the midway point of the third round, Yordenis Ugás, since he had that narrow split decision loss at the hands of Shawn Porter back in the spring of 2019, he feels like he has been avoided and he had been looking for a marquee fight. Well, with Errol Spence having the eye injury, here you go when it comes to the future Hall of Famer and the senator from Serengeti Province in Manny Pacquiao.
Now, give a lot of credit for Porter taking that fight against Ugás. Nobody wanted to fight him. Now he's in here with what a lot of people consider the top dog in this division, at least the best seller in Manny Pacquiao. So let's see how Ugás does tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, who's doing pretty solid to the body is Burley Brooks, as he just unloaded a 1-2 combination to Sevilla Rivera. Sevilla Rivera, though, looking to muscle Burley Brooks.
Yeah, but that investment he made on the body of Brooks in those first 2 rounds, I think it's going to pay dividends.
When Sevilla Rivera just pounded away on the body. They're both exchanging body blows here in round number 3 here at T-Mobile Arena.
It's turning out to be a good fight now between both of them.
Well, they're both starting to get more comfortable, that's for sure. And, I mean, you know, they are very familiar with one another. They fought 6 rounds in their previous matchup. In the spring, there's a right hand, counter right hand by Burley Brooks. And we are halfway home.
Nice combo there at the end by Brooks.
Don't forget, watch Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás tonight. Pay-per-view coverage starts at 9 Eastern. You can buy now on the Fox Sports app or foxsports.com. Watch it on any screen that you want. Could this be the final fight in the career of Manny Pacquiao? Can Yordenis Ugás upset Pacquiao? Pacquiao, a sizable favorite here in Las Vegas, according to the odds makers.
Yeah, but he's had his tough fights also. Remember Juan Manuel Marquez knocked him out, and Ugás have the speed to also knock out Pacquiao? I think so. There's the possibility, and like you said, Ray, who wants to miss possibly the last fight of Manny Pacquiao?
I mean, listen, he's had such a legendary career, Felix, and who knows? I mean, this could be the final time that he makes that ring walk. I don't personally think that is the case, but you never know. And the fact that Pacquiao is going to turn 43 in December, I mean, it's literally a battle against Father Time, but Manny Pacquiao has been successful thus far.
Yeah, tonight he might say, well, as a senator in the Philippines, a little easier work, and this might be his last hurrah.
And we are on to round number 4. This one's scheduled for 6 between Burley Brooks and Cameron Sevilla Rivera. Brooks trained by Derek James. James, the lead trainer of Errol Spence. I asked him how Errol was doing. He goes, Errol is in his home. He's recovering and resting. Obviously, he wishes he could be fighting here tonight against Manny Pacquiao, but we will see if that fight ever transpires. I hope it does, because I was certainly looking forward to that, but I'm also looking forward to Pacquiao and Ugás, a different stylistic matchup.
Yeah, it all depends what happens tonight, Ray. If Ugás takes down Pacquiao, maybe that fight never happens. That's why we all need to watch and see this fight tonight. So
many intangibles, but right now there's a nice left hook followed by a body shot by Sevilla Rivera. Answering back is Burley Brooks, double left hook to the body.
Oh, Brooks looks so stable right now. Look at that combination, Ray.
It was punctuated by a nice right hand that backed up Sevilla Rivera, and a left hook to the body that has been finding its home for the Dallas, Texas native in Burley Brooks.
Yeah. Oh, Sevilla coming back. Nice left hook.
Just over the midway portion of this, our 4th round.
It's not only Ugás and Pacquiao, though. The undercard is really, really nice for tonight, August 21st. Still have time to order the fight. I'm interested in seeing the Ceja fight against Masayo. That should be a good one.
Well, that's actually also, Felix, that's round 1, you would think, between Freddie Roach, who trains Mark Masayo, and also Ismael Salas. There's a nice right hand that backed up Sevilla Rivera. Sevilla Rivera's hurt. Now he's tying up. That was a big shot that landed by Burley Brooks. And Brooks going on the attack. There's a left hook to the body. Brooks having success. He's backing up Sevilla Rivera. Sevilla Rivera was hurt considerably.
Yeah, we're seeing that Sevilla here doesn't have that same punching power, and that was the work he invested in the body earlier. So he's not hurting Brooks right now, although Brooks is hurting him.
Yeah, Burley Brooks looking terrific here in this fourth round. Looking to rectify the second blemish on his resume.
Sevilla is still game.
Well, he's tough, and we head to the fifth.
So you said that was going to be a little preview then. Say hi, Pacquiao, in regards to Freddie Roach and Ismael Salas.
Yeah, so that's going to be round one because now Ismael Salas trains Julio Ceja. Ceja's been away from the ring since the last time we saw him was November of 2019 in the loss to Brandon Figueroa.
Yeah, so Salas is a great technician, a great trainer. I'm sure he has a game plan tonight for Pacquiao and Ugás tonight. You mentioned Salas in the corner of Ugás, and I think it's going to be a great fight.
Well, it's also, Felix, I'll be honest, let's address the elephant in the room. I have seen that there have been people talking about the health of Yordenis Ugás in regards to his arm. I will tell you, I am not a doctor whatsoever, but I've been around Yordenis Ugás over the course of the week and behind the scenes watching him do, promo work for Fox and, leading up to this pay-per-view. And Ugás seems to be totally healthy. I haven't seen any type of hesitation, and I've seen him behind the scenes with his team and everything else, so I haven't seen anything for me to be alarmed about regarding the health of one Yordenis Ugás.
Yeah, there was a question, I guess, about his left arm. It looked great this week. He's totally healthy.
So, and it was actually confirmed by his manager, Louis DeCubas Jr. as well. So, but we're on to round number 5. Burley Brooks and Cameron Sevilla Rivera matching up as you are watching the Pacquiao Ugás undercards here from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
The little appetizers have been great. Brooks here and Sevilla giving it all out.
Well, it's special to be fighting here in Las Vegas. I mean, Felix, how many years have you and I been coming here for big prize fights in the fighting capital of the world? And it's special to be fighting here in Las Vegas.
Oh, no, definitely. And Manny Pacquiao knows a lot about these great fights because he's been involved in all of them, and most of them. So for him, it's another one. He was very calm during the weigh-in yesterday. That tells me that, he's ready for this fight.
Well, and I'll tell you, I saw him. We went to there's a nice right hand, counter right hand by Sevilla Rivera. I went to visit him during his the time that he met the media, and Manny looked in fantastic physical shape. He was very jovial. He was excited. There's a nice left hook to the body by Sevilla Rivera. But now Sevilla Rivera, though, he's getting off and really unloading. He's putting together punches here in this 5th round.
Yes. Brooks a little bit down. His arms are something that Sevilla is taking advantage of. Could he be tired, Brooks? Let's see.
Ooh. There's a counter right hand by Burley Brooks over the top, catching the left ear of Sevilla Rivera.
But Ray, you're going to have a whole country on standstill tonight, right?
Yes, I will. I will be working on the international portion. Very excited about that. Also excited about 2 more fights here on the prelim portion.
So Philippines Americans will buy it here, see it on Fox, and then in the Philippines, they'll be watching Manny.
Yeah, certainly very excited for Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás. Right now, double jab there by Burley Brooks.
Oh.
Big shot there by Sevilla Rivera.
Yeah. Brooks took it. Another one, huh? Is Brooks a little hurt?
And well, Brooks, he held his ground there. It looked like he got popped and wobbled him a little bit, but he was able to recover quickly.
Sevilla wants to show that first fight wasn't a fluke. And he's showing it now.
Styles make fights, and they both have put together As we have one more round to go. Their first fight was entertaining. This one is also entertaining straps. So stylistically, they make for fun fights.
That's what I'm talking about. Much better round,
We're
man.
continuing with the pay-per-view. These guys will listen to the corner. That Guerrero-Ortiz fight is also a good one. Ortiz says that he's now serious about boxing. So I remember him against Mayweather, the speed that he displayed, and does he still have some? We'll see.
Last round. Touch him up and come out. Last round, baby. Let's go get it. Who wants the dub? Let's go get it.
You got to go get it, don't you?
So far in this fight, I give Brooks Ray a little advantage, but it's been a tough fight.
No question about it. I mean, Cameron Sevilla is the kind of guy who will make you work. I mean, the fact that he is coming into this fight winning 2 straight after going 0-3-2. He has a 9-6-3 record. So, you know, can he go ahead and defeat Burley Brooks for a second straight time? 6th and final round, they touch gloves, and away we go with this final stanza.
Big round for Brooks. If he wins, he knows he'll be on to better things. Sevilla wants to avoid that. Brooks winning.
Double jab there by Burley Brooks. You know, both men have had glimpses of sustained offense here in this fight, Felix. We will see what transpires in these final 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Sevilla with that left hook and then coming in with that right hand. It's worked for him all night. Brooks with the left jab.
Also, don't forget, in just over 90 minutes, we go live on pay-per-view, Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás. Ugás taking this fight on less than 2 weeks' notice. Ugás was training for Fabian Maidana, who incidentally pulled out of the fight around the same time that Aerospace's eye injury was discovered. Big right hand there by Sevilla Rivera.
Looks like it was almost like fate for these two guys to meet tonight, Pacquiao and Ugás.
And as we pointed out, when it comes to the WBA welterweight championship, there's a big right hand by Sevilla Rivera. The fact that the WBA stripped Manny Pacquiao of the championship and they elevated Ugás from being a regular champion to a super champion, and now they're fighting for the title that Manny Pacquiao is stripped of. Go figure, right, Felix?
Incredible with the belts and the different associations.
It's, as we say, alphabet soup in the sport, but that's another topic for another day. 70 seconds left here in the final round. For Burley Brooks, you would think that from a confidence standpoint, he needs this victory to be able to rectify those 2 blemishes that he has. The loss to Marco Delgado back on December 5 of last year on the undercard of Spence and Danny Garcia, and also back in the spring, that loss to the man that he's fighting again in Cameron Sevilla Rivera.
What I'm not liking about Brooks is he's not engaging here in the last 30 seconds or so. Now he is.
Hands up. He's trying to open you up for the right hand over the top. Step forward. Give me that step to the right.
Both fighters today
Step to the right.
have shown why this rematch had to happen.
I agree. I mean, look, I'm okay with seeing it again, and right now they both will see if they decide to fight till the bell. They both are unloading. Look at this action to conclude the fight. That was entertaining, Felix.
Yes, it was. Both of them getting 100% here, 110%.
Yeah, they both went for it. Both men feel like they are going to be victorious. But we will see how the judges have their decision.
Got to get Brooks the first couple of rounds, and then Sevilla really stepped it up. So it might be a hard decision here for the judges.
Now, but listen, it was an eventful fight, but I will say that with the way that the judging has been in recent memory, nothing would surprise me at this point.
I wouldn't mind seeing a third fight between these two guys, maybe a 10-rounder, just to see what they have in later rounds.
More prolonged action, but this was the end of the fight where they both were fighting to the end. And they are tabulating the scorecards right now. There is Cameron Sevilla Rivera out of Fife, Washington. Burley Brooks with Derek James as his lead trainer.
Hey, if you have a trainer the caliber of James in your corner, you need to show him why he should keep you. And this was a good fight for Brooks.
Well, listen, Derek James is the kind of guy that he's not going to waste his time with just anybody.
Yep.
If you go ahead and he trains you, that means he has a belief that you can go far. And I believe the ring announcer, Miguel Flores, he is looking at the score totals. He has the decision. So who is going to pick up this win? We're about to find out as we send it into our ring announcer, Miguel Flores.
Gentlemen, after 6 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Chris McGlory saw it 58-56 for Rivera. Judge Ricardo Ocasio sees it 59-55 for Brooks. And Judge David Sutherland sees this contest 57-57. This fight is a split draw.
Ooh.
A split draw. Well, we told you, Felix. We said it, that scores could be all over the place, and that's exactly what happened. A split draw between Burley Brooks and Cameron Sevilla Rivera. Your thoughts?
Oh, and they were. I mean, Rivera showed a couple of glimpses of why he should be in this fight. Brooks definitely did. So let's get it on. A third one, but maybe more rounds. 10 rounds would be good, or even 12.
And we are just under 90 minutes away until Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás. The pay-per-view starts 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. You can buy now on the Fox Sports app and watch on any screen that you want. On Wednesday, they had the final press conference between Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás. Both men very confident heading in to their welterweight championship affair here in Las Vegas.
Introducing Yordenis Ugás. The boxing senator from the Sarangani province in the Philippines, the 8th Division world champion, the 4-time welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, taking place once again this Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. in the Pacific. Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. The WBA Welterweight Championship of the World, Manny Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugás.
Obviously, we want to send well wishes to Errol Spence Jr., who underwent surgery on Wednesday. I spoke with Derek James this morning. I am told that he's doing well. And for you, a different opponent sits to my left. How did you receive the news? Who told you? And what went into the decision to take this fight against Yordenis Ugás?
First of all, I'm praying for Errol Spence for his fast recovery, and I hope that he can fight again. And of course, health is priority before boxing. So. And also, when I heard the news from the promoter, of course, I am like feel bad, but good thing that here's Ugás want to challenge me and in the ring for the WBA championship, and it's good thing that we can settle it down, the dispute about the WBA belt. So I think it will good for us to talk in the ring. I mean, settle down in the ring on Saturday. So this is gonna be a good fight.
Absolutely. Yordenis, when you received the news, and we spoke this morning, you called this your destiny. What went through your mind, and what were the first things you did when you heard you would be facing Manny Pacquiao?
First of all, I want to send well wishes to Errol Spence. Wish him all the best on a speedy recovery. Look, this has been a long road for me. Obviously, it's a short notice fight, but I'm thankful and very honored for this opportunity, and I'm ready.
In terms of the preparation, Manny, I know you were training for a southpaw. That was a big part of the storyline coming into this. Now you draw an orthodox fighter. What adjustments did you have to make? And I know you've said it's easier than fighting a left-hander, but what adjustments did you make instantly when you heard that you were facing Yordenis Ugás?
When I heard the fight against Ugás, I just 2 days easily adjust because I've been fighting a right-handed guy, so it's not hard for me to adjust unless going way around. So like when you're fighting a right-handed and switching to southpaw, that's gonna be hard because you're not used to it to fight a southpaw. So this time around, it's good for me because I used to fight a right-handed most of my career, so nothing to worry about.
Why do you think, and you told me you think Manny Pacquiao will knock out Yordenis Ugás? Why are you so confident?
Well, we've had a real good training camp. He's trained really hard for this fight, and he's punched real good in the sparring sessions. And I think putting one sparring partner on the canvas was a motivator for all of us, and we
All right, well, welcome back, as that was some of the press conference from Wednesday, Felix, between Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás. What did you take away from what you heard during the press conference?
I'm seeing both fighters ready to go. Ugás, of course, short notice, but he knows how big this opportunity is for him, and he played the part.
And right now, we focus our attention to the lightweight division. MICKEL Clements taking on ELISEO Villalobos. With the introductions, here is our ring announcer, Miguel Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here from T-Mobile Arena. It is all brought to you by TGB Promotions and MP Promotions. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Our three judges at ringside are Steve Morrow, Lisa Giampa, and John McKay. The referee in charge of the action is Raul Caiz Jr. This next bout will be 4 rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first in the red corner, wearing the blue and yellow, he weighed in at 133.8 pounds. With 1 victory and 1 defeat, fighting out of Simi Valley, California, presenting ELISEO Villalobos. And now across the ring in the blue corner, wearing the black and yellow trunks, he weighed in at 134.8 pounds. Making his professional debut, fighting out of Linden, Michigan, presenting MICKEL Spencer.
So 4 rounds here in the lightweight division. Well, we have MICKEL Spencer and ELISEO Villalobos matching up, not MICKEL Clements. The reason why the last name is Spencer is because MICKEL Clements was adopted by Joey Spencer Sr. He is the father of the super welterweight young prospect trying to graduate to being a contender in the unbeaten Joey Spencer. So that's why they have adopted him, and he has the last name of the Spencer family. He's 17 years of age, and he is so close and really, very tight-knit group with that entire Spencer family. And, when I asked Joey Spencer about his brother making his pro debut, he said he's so excited, and he's only, I believe, 17 years of age, to my knowledge, Felix.
Yeah, that's right, pro debut for Spencer. And if he can be anything like Joey, This kid has a future. 17 years old, he's young. So let's see what he has to offer, and so far, so good.
When I asked Joey about how his brother's style was as he makes his pro debut, he said, my brother likes to really work on a lot of footwork, a lot of feints. I sit down on my shots more than that of my brother. My brother, though, and he just ate a right hand from ELISEO Villalobos. But he said his brother is more about the sweet science aspect instead of being a punishing, power artist, so to speak, in the ring.
Regards to Villalobos, 1-1 is his record, and both of those fights were in Mexico, or in Mexico.
And so this is his first fight here in the United States, and Spencer is changing up different angles, and he shoots that straight left. I tell you what, he is a tall lightweight just by looking at him physically, Felix. He's tall and long.
Yes, he is, maybe 6 feet.
There's a counter straight left that buckled the knees of Villalobos. Spencer going right on the attack now. Looking to make his pro debut a successful one. A counter right hook for Spencer. Now target practice for him here in this first round.
Looks more like a street fight right now. Of course, it is 4 rounds, so you have to really take advantage early, make an impression on the judges.
You know what's interesting to me is that I can't remember a guy making his pro debut where he switches stances so many times, and he's done that several times here, and we aren't even 2 minutes plus into the round.
Yeah, that's amazing. He definitely throws off Villalobos.
There's a nice left hook right on the button as Spencer now putting together his shots, evading the counters from Villalobos.
But now we've seen some speed from him, still early, and what you mentioned, just switching up.
I'll say this, MICKEL Spencer, in this first round, he's exciting. He's athletic, he's landed some big shots in the early going, and him changing his stances certainly is something to keep in mind. And I'm sure it gives an opponent different looks to be able to try to gauge and counter. There's a straight left that lands for Spencer.
I mean, sooner or later, he's going to have to stay in a stance a little longer because fighters will adapt. But so far, so good. He showed a nice little round coming back in that second half. As we await the big fight tonight, Pacquiao against Ugás. Everybody's ready. And there's still time to order, right? There's the Fox app? Okay.
Absolutely. All you have to do is buy now on the foxsports.com or the Fox Sports app, as we are under about an hour and 15 minutes away from Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis, Ugás going live on pay-per-view. Greatly appreciate all of you joining us here, prelim portion. And to my knowledge also, Felix, they are, we're sort of sharing some behind-the-scenes stuff as they've heard some of our conversations with our producers in the truck. So you're going to see how the whole television, how it works when it comes to fight night, both on camera and off camera.
Yeah, we're giving them some nice little previews here. So we get everything here.
No question about it. Round number 2. This one is scheduled for 4 with MICKEL Spencer, the younger brother of super welterweight Joey Spencer. Good jab there by Villalobos. But Spencer, he was exciting in that first round.
Yeah, they slowed down a bit, just a bit here in the second round. Trying to, at least Spencer, trying to get his distance here together. Oh, nice right.
Good right hand there by Spencer. Oh, left hook. He's got hand speed. He's got hand speed and he's got bravado.
Power on those hands, too.
Good stiff jab there by Spencer.
So in that little, 10, 15 seconds, he showed you already 3 punches. But Villalobos also came to fight. He's also throwing some nice combinations.
There's a nice right hand by Spencer. Left hook there by Spencer. And don't forget, Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis, Ugás on pay-per-view at an hour and 15 minutes from now. And we have a, the fight that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to all the fights, but Robert Guerrero, Vicious Victor Ortiz for old school fight fans. I mean, that's going to be a fun scrap, Felix.
Yeah, Guerrero has been basically in big wars during his career. Trained, of course, by his dad, so we'll see if he has any more tricks up his sleeves. Well, now he changed again to southpaw. Did Spencer here?
Yeah, Spencer's going from conventional to southpaw and going back and forth. And he's only 17 years of age. What's interesting is that I knew that his brother was an amateur, and, he's always around Joey. I've known Joey for several years, watching him, come onto the scene with Premier Boxing Champions. And now the fact that he's making his pro debut here in Las Vegas, does it get any better than that? And the fact that he's not even 20 years of age, he's 17.
Just like Joey. Joey's made a couple of nice fights in Fox here.
Just picked up a win over in New Jersey at the end of July against James Martin, last-minute replacement. There's a right hand there by Villalobos. Final moments of this, our second round.
Very entertaining, these fights so far. We saw Rivera and Brooks. That was a tie, and now Spencer and Villalobos will be a little shorter. 4 rounds.
Absolutely, and still the time, Felix, on our power portion. We got John Dato taking on Abner Contreras. Dato is a Filipino that lives in San Juan, California, and he's actually managed by Leo Santa Cruz, and that happens to be Santa Cruz's only Filipino fighter that he is helping to guide his career now.
But we know a staple that Santa Cruz, his dad, his brother have, so they're not going to just have anybody there. Are they seeing a lot of potential here from Dato? That he could be in the game for a while, be significant in the next couple of fights, and then he's fighting in Contreras, who has some power, 6 knockouts. That's coming up. We're still in this fight.
You talk about unbeaten Filipino fighters. When it comes to John Dato, who is undefeated, we'll see him next. But on the pay-per-view portion, you get the unbeaten Mark Matsayo, 26 years of age, taking on Julio Ceja. That is a WBC featherweight title eliminator fight. The winner of that fight will punch their ticket to being the #1 contender to that championship held by Gary Russell Jr.
Yeah, even more, they don't want to disappoint Pacquiao, because Pacquiao, for all the Philippine boxers, is the idol, big guy.
Manny Pacquiao's done so much for Filipino fighters, but right now it is one MICKEL Spencer who is looking to continue to put together sustained offense against his adversary tonight in ELISEO Villalobos. It's his pro debut. He is the adopted brother of Joey Spencer. He's trained by his father, Joey Spencer Sr. And the Spencer family, they just love boxing. I mean, all the time that we see them, they are unified and always talking about boxing. Joey enjoys, being inside the ring, and obviously has aspirations on one day becoming a world champion.
Yeah, and you see Joey's father, and you think, oh, is this guy is a bodybuilder or what? Fit? All of them are fit.
It blows my mind that Joey Spencer's father is that Joey's as old as he is. Because, I mean, they look like brothers and not father-son, to be honest with you.
That's right.
But right now, we are 1:10 left as Villalobos is attacking one MICKEL Spencer, but not really having, and he hasn't landed too many clean shots on Spencer, Felix.
No, he's seeing that right hand clearly is Spencer, staying away from it. Great mobility he's showing in this round is MICKEL Spencer.
There's a straight left that converted. Oh, nice one by MICKEL Spencer. Very nice shot by Spencer. Spencer feels like he's got Villalobos hurt, and he goes on the attack. Now he's stepping right towards ELISEO Villalobos making his U.S. debut.
There we go. The only thing is the switching. He needs to tame that a little bit because he might get something from Villalobos, not expecting it.
He's very raw is what I would say, but he's a fun fighter to watch. I mean, he's evading punches. He likes to sit on the inside, use his reach. I mean, can you imagine making your pro debut here in Las Vegas, the kind of nerves and the energy and the excitement that this young man has?
Oh, the adrenaline is 100% right now for MICKEL Spencer. Just want to take the time break because the next fight comes and then we're all waiting for the pay-per-view. Thank everybody involved today, starting with Michael, Jack Bolovitz, Sam Lubinoff, Zach Hinman, of course, going before Ricardo Perez-Selski, who's also helped us, and of course, with the info, providing the info, was Mark Ortega and everything else. But great job that Lee Stanford does here. That's the staff that we're working with, all MVPs to put on a night like we had tonight, which will end with the Pacquiao Ugás, the event everybody's waiting for.
Yes, we are an hour and just over an hour away live on pay-per-view, and as you pointed out, it takes a lot of people, a very good and dedicated group to be able to put on an event of this magnitude. Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis Ugás fight now on the Fox Sports app and watch on any screen that you want here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Fourth and final round between MICKEL Spencer and ELISEO Villalobos. Your thoughts so far on the first 3 rounds of the pro debut that we have been watching from MICKEL Spencer?
Speed, definitely from Spencer. Nice combination. But Villalobos also is showing that he's here to win. But no, this kid has it's pro debut in regard to Spencer. So he has so much to learn, so much to show us in future fights.
And listen, again, he is making his pro debut on a card of this magnitude on a very big night. Energy, emotion certainly running high when you get to being able to fight at this level, Felix.
Oh, and he's only 17 in 10 years. He'll say, I was there when Pacquiao and Ugás had that tremendous fight. And that's what it boils down to be in this event, in this arena, on this date, is great.
Oh, no doubt about it. You want, as a prize fighter, you want to fight on the big events here in Las Vegas, with your ultimate goal being a main event, and Yordenis Ugás, on less than 2 weeks' notice, has that distinction tonight, and he will be standing across the ring from Manny Pacquiao later this evening.
This has happened to him before, so no news for Ugás. Good news is if he could win tonight.
Well, for Ugás, he could change his life with the victory of Manny Pacquiao. For Manny Pacquiao, though, 42 years of age, we haven't seen him in the ring since July of 2019 when he handed Keith Thurman that loss, and he captured the WBA welterweight crown. And that title is on the line tonight, but Ugás is the champion.
Watch your heads, watch your heads.
A few Philippine friends that tell him, oh, he's 42, and Pacquiao could fight forever. That's how much they love him in the Philippines.
He is absolutely beloved out there and around the world with fight fans. But right now, MICKEL Spencer is looking to endear himself to the judges. And there's a nice straight left. I tell you what, that straight left has been finding a home for MICKEL Spencer. And now Villalobos on the line. Some big shots towards the tail end of the fight. Spencer answers back with a counter left.
Oh, this has really turned into a good fight.
You see the Spencer family standing up cheering on the 17-year-old.
Oh, and Joey's in the corner too.
Yeah, Joey is also in the corner along with his father. I'll say about MICKEL Spencer is that he's got moxie, Felix. That is a word that I think fits him very well.
Yes, it does. Of course, he has to learn. He's coming in a little too open, but those are things that happen. Oh, nice.
Nice straight left right on the jaw. That backed up Villalobos.
He knows what he's doing.
Oh, all right, and he snouts back the head of Villalobos. Look at this excitement to end the fight. Oh, that ends the fight. Hey, that was an entertaining matchup, Felix.
Definitely showing a lot. Spencer, we got to give credit also to Villalobos. I think we got to give this fight to Spencer, but we're going to see what the judges say. But he demonstrated a lot of skills in this 4-rounder.
What I like about Spencer is that he gets a lot of leverage behind his shots. He's a free swinger. He likes to slug. And I like the fact that he decides to, he stays in the pocket a little bit longer than what you would hope, but he does it because he feels like he can get the better of the exchanges.
And he has the speed to just come out again whenever he wants. So there's a lot of future in this kid.
And we're just getting started. This is the appetizer for the pay-per-view that comes your way at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. A jam-packed 4 fights. And, you know, you got Mark Pacquiao, Julio Cesar, the Mexico against the Philippine rivalry. You and I have been a part and have witnessed some of those, and they're always memorable confrontations.
Definitely. It's used to be Mexico and Puerto Rico. I think it's shifted a little bit to Philippines and Mexico now, just because of these great fighters and the ones we're seeing tonight. It just adds to that.
And Julio Cesar, former world champion at 122, coming back to the ring. He feels like he can knock out one Mark Pacquiao. But who is going to take home the win between MICKEL Spencer and ELISEO Villalobos? Miguel Flores has the decision.
For your winner by unanimous decision, MICKEL Spencer.
So MICKEL Spencer, welcome to the professional ranks, the adopted brother of Joey Spencer. And you know what? That he was exciting. He was exciting and he was entertaining.
Yeah. I think we're definitely going to see more of Villalobos. He was also game, his first fight here in the U.S. So we got to see a little more than him. He was taking some good punches from Spencer. But again, like you said, Spencer has a lot to show. Congratulations to him and his family. We're going to see him soon.
And also, he's unorthodox because he was switching so many times, Felix, and he was sitting down in his punches, moving his head, throwing punches from a variety of different angles. I thought he was wickedly entertaining.
It's like a fruit that's still green that you don't know what stance you really like, but that'll come for him.
Hey, look, a pro debut in Las Vegas. Could it get any better aside from a knockout victory for him?
No, exactly. This is what he wanted. This is what his family wanted tonight.
And this is what we want. We want Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis, Ugás coming up in under an hour live on Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. You could buy it now on the Fox Sports app or foxsports.com and watch it on any screen that you want. Well, Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugás will step inside the ring and fight for the welterweight championship of the world. Yesterday, they had the official weigh-in with the final stare down, and here is a look at what transpired.
Now joining us to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, first we welcome the defending champion, fighting out Miami by way of Cuba, the defending WBA welterweight champion of the world, 54 Milagros, Yordenis Ugás. And now here he is, boxing's only 8-division world champion, the boxing senator from Sarangani province in the Philippines, the one and only Manny Pacquiao. 12 to the scale at this time. 12 rounds of boxing. This is for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World. First, we invite the defending champion to the scale at this time, a 2008 Olympic bronze medalist. He will be making the first defense of his title. Here is the defending and reigning WBA Welterweight Champion of the World, 54 Milagros, Yordenis Ugás. £147 right at the welterweight limit, 147 for Yordenis Ugás. And now to the scale, the renowned idol of boxing, really needing no introduction the world over, the four-time welterweight world champion and boxing senator, Manny Pacquiao. Already 146 pounds for Manny Pacquiao, 146.
Listen, they're the same weight right now in terms of the 147 limit, right? But you won't expect them to be the same weight when it comes to fight night, Shawn. How big of a factor do you think size will be in this fight?
Well, you know, it's up to Yordenis to use that size to his advantage. I will expect him to grow overnight. Manny Pacquiao will probably stay right around where he is right now. I don't think Manny gets heavier than 146.
Keith, I mean, Manny was 40 when you fought him, right? I bet it didn't feel like that, though, right? What will he look like at 42? Can he be the same fighter that fought you?
You know, that's what we're all interested in. You know, this is a long layoff, and he's fighting some of the best fighters in the world. He just wants the best. He's got Ugás right in front of him. I'm really just looking forward to this, but I just got to mention, man, I just love the way that Manny was flexing right there, you know? I think there's just something about it. He's really ready and happy to be here and fight for the fans.
Few fighters look less impressive than Manny in clothes, and then he takes the shirt off, and then he's in shorts. You go, whoa, okay, he has been training. Because he's also a guy, look at the demeanor, and he's so calm. You know, he's not going to punch anybody or push anybody at the weigh-in, and yet you know he's ready to go to war. This is the happy warrior.
It's the main event of the evening for tomorrow night's Fox Sports PBC pay-per-view. 12 rounds for the WBA welterweight championship of the world. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao versus Yordenis Ugás.
Hate to interrupt this stare down, but we are going to go now to the WBA welterweight world champion Yordenis Ugás. Felix De Jesus will translate for us. Yordenis, I saw you backstage before you came out here, and you were like stretching, almost warming up as if you were ready to hop in the ring already. Take me through this moment right now as you just stared off for the final time against a legend, Senator Manny Pacquiao.
¿Qué nos puede decir de este momento? Yordenis está con una leyenda que va a pelear. Ella te vio atrás, que ya estaba como preparado, estaba ya estirándote y todo eso. ¿Está preparado?
Sí, estoy listo, emocionado de pelear contra una leyenda, mucho respeto. Mañana se termina el respeto ese, pero sí estoy súper orgulloso y emocionado de compartir el ring con una leyenda.
No, definitely. Being in the ring with a legend like Manny Pacquiao, I have a lot of respect for him, so I'm very excited. But all respect is finished after we get on the ring tomorrow.
You know, we just heard the dust talking about weight. Obviously, you both weighed in here today, but what will you weigh on fight night?
El día de la pelea, ¿cuánto va a pesar?
No sé todavía. Y hablar del WBA, yo soy campeón weight del WBA. Mañana el que gane mañana, campeón, se queda con el campeonato WBA. Estoy emocionado con esta oportunidad.
No, I'm definitely very emotional and very excited for this opportunity. And I have the belt. Whoever wins tomorrow gets the belt. But right now, I'm the champion, and I'm ready.
All right, let's head over to another man who looks ready.
All right, so we go ahead and cut off the interview with Manny Pacquiao because in the ring right now we got John Dato and Angel Contreras. Felix, by the way, a very good job on the translating. I know that is not an easy job. I had to do that on Wednesday for the press conference, but you did a phenomenal job.
No, thank you, Ray. I appreciate it. Yeah, sometimes when you're there with the boxer, it's a little tough. We have in the Spanish language a lot of dialects too, so it gets interesting. It's fun.
Well, Ugás certainly very focused and determined, but also right now we shift our attention to John Dato and Angel Contreras. Dato is undefeated, looking to continue in his winning ways as he takes on the very tough and durable Angel Contreras. With the introductions, here is our ring announcer, Miguel Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action from T-Mobile Arena. Once again, it is all brought to you by TGB Promotions and MP Promotions, sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Our three judges ringside are Patricia Morse-Jarman, Max DeLuca, and Dave Morietti. The referee in charge of the action is Robert Hoyle. This next bout will be 8 rounds in the featherweight division. Introducing first in the red corner wearing the blue trunks, he weighed in at 127 pounds. With 10 victories, 6 coming by way of knockout, opposite of 4 defeats and 2 draws. Fighting out of Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, presenting Angel Contreras. And now across the ring in the blue corner wearing the Filipino flag, he weighed in at 125.6 pounds. His record, 14 victories, 9 coming by way of knockout, no defeats, and 1 draw. Fighting out of Bengar, Philippines, presenting John Dato.
All right, so it is John Dato and Angel Contreras. Robert Hoyer referee in charge. Dato is undefeated, 20 years of age, who lives in Santa Maria, California, but originally from the Philippines. And just to give you an idea of how pro-Pacquiao this crowd is, when the introductions were announced for John Dato, this place came alive. I see Filipino flags, you see Filipino colors. This is a heavy Manny Pacquiao crowd, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's right, Ray. And we still have people filing in, of course. The pay-per-view will come shortly, and it's pro-Filipino right now. Pro-Filipino right now.
In under an hour, we go live on pay-per-view. Buy it now on the Fox Sports tab. But also, I will say that you know that there will be some Cuban fans that are going to come out and support Yordenis Ugás. Ugás said that he is fighting for his country of Cuba and for the freedoms that they are doing. You know, they're fighting for their freedom down in Cuba, and he's fighting for all of the Cuban people. And he knows how significant this fight is, as the entire country will be behind one Yordenis Ugás. But right now, John Dato letting his hands go.
The Lion, that's his nickname, and he's shown so far that he's a lion here. John Dato.
This is his 5th 6-round fight, or this is an 8-round fight, I stand corrected. Previous to that, he had 5 straight 6-round affairs. He went 4-0 over the course of that process. I think they changed it from a 6-2 and 8. That's exactly why we had missed that distinction.
So the nickname of Dato is the Lion, and Angel Antonio Contreras is Cachorro, which means cub. So, is that your favorite team over there, Chicago, or the White Sox?
No, I'm a White Sox fan, and thankfully that is the case. But we have plenty of home run hitters, and we'll see if John Dato can be a home run hitter here tonight against Angel Contreras.
The second time he's fighting under a Manny Pacquiao card. Last time he scored a KO over Juan Antonio Lopez.
Yeah, that was on the undercard of Pacquiao and Thurman. That was the last time we saw Manny Pacquiao in the ring 25 months ago, under a minute to go here in this first round. So far, Felix getting the action started. We appreciate all of you joining us wherever you are around the world here on the PBC on Fox YouTube page. We appreciate the support and you following events of this magnitude as we near the home stretch of the summer, a riveting summer. It's been a weird summer with fights, you know, falling out due to COVID and, you know, injuries taking place. But you know what? We got Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis Ugás, welterweight championship of the world, big fight in Las Vegas. It's great to be back, Felix.
Just like in real life, you know, COVID has affected a couple of things, but we're going to have this fight tonight. It's going to go underway in a few minutes or in a few hours, the pay-per-view. And everybody's getting set for this fight. And in regards to Dato, we're getting a lot of tweets from the Philippines. They're excited about John, the Lion, so they could only get more excited for Pacquiao.
Well, I'm sure they're going to get excited also for Mark Magsayo, Julio Ceja. Magsayo unbeaten, 26 years of age. That ends the first.
So it's for the WBA welterweight title, 12 rounds, Pacquiao against Ugás. I mean, a lot of people forget, Porter and Ugás was a great fight.
It was a close fight. It could have gone either way.
Either way. So when you have Ugás fighting like that with Porter. What can you expect tonight against Pacquiao? Probably the same.
Well, I think the key is for Yordenis Ugás is he has got to be able to let his hands go a little bit more, because you know that Manny Pacquiao is going to bring high volume and a heavy work rate.
And seeing Pacquiao all through the years, he really gets excited with the crowd. Like we mentioned right now, it looks like a pro-Filipino crowd for Pacquiao, going for Pacquiao. Might be his last fight, so everybody wanted to be here tonight. It's going to be a hell of a fight.
And do you want to say, you want to be able to say, I saw Manny Pacquiao in his final fight. You don't want to say, I missed it.
Yes.
Because watching what Manny Pacquiao's been able to do, as we're into round number 2, this one's scheduled for 8 between Dato and Angel Contreras. As I was doing research for tonight's event, I saw that Manny Pacquiao was the co-main event of our colleague Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. And that was over 20 years ago. That just goes to show you how long he's been, over 25 years as a prize fighter. But that just goes to show you the staying power of one Manny Pacquiao. But right now, Dato unloading heavy combinations towards Angel Contreras.
Contreras coming back too, showing a nice little left hook.
Dato looking to make a statement here tonight.
Maybe an inch taller is Contreras here against Dato.
Contreras 0-2-1 in his last 3 fights, but he was competitive in all 3. He pushed 8-0 prospect Jalan Walker to the limit. He earned a 6th-round split draw, so he's the kind of fighter, and we say this in boxing circles, he provides professional resistance is what he does.
That's a nice way to put it, professional resistance, meaning that he's going to give you a great fight. Is he the top fighter? No, but Dato is of what he's showing now.
But Dato is, when he lets his hands go, he's extremely quick. His hand speed is apparent. He's got power. And when it comes to the speed and the tenacity that Dato exhibits, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he's managed by Leo Santa Cruz.
Yeah. A big tradition we're seeing. We saw Casimiro last week. Now we're seeing Dato here. We're going to see Mansayo a little later. So a nice stable of Philippine fighters coming up.
No question about it. And also, co-main event tonight, Robert Guerrero, Victor Ortiz. Talk about a throwback fight.
I think Ortiz is going to be ready for this fight.
Well, he's been working with Freddie Roach for the past 2 years. We last saw Victor Ortiz 2.5 years ago against Devin Alexander. For Robert Guerrero, he's coming off of nearly a 2-year layoff as well. Obviously, over a year of that due to COVID-19, and neither man fought in those quote-unquote bubble-life scenarios.
In Guerrero's case, he's healed up.
Big right hand, though, by Contreras.
Yep. So it gives you time to heal, and that's why we're going to see a great fight between Guerrero and Ortiz.
Well, if it's any indication thus far of what we've seen tonight, our previous 2 fights have been action-packed, and this one is following suit.
You have one thing. You don't want, after the fight is over, saying, oh, your fight was the only dud here. 3 great fights, and you were the bad one. So everybody's psyched to have a great fight.
Well, and then also, you know, coming up, the first pay-per-view fight, you know, it'll feature Oscar Escandon, so he will be in the first prelim fight, or the first pay-per-view fight against Carlos Castro, who's undefeated 26-0. So Oscar Escandon, another guy, former title challenger, who's going to make you fight.
Well, that's one tough hombre out of Colombia. Escandon, he's not the biggest man in the world, height-wise, but he definitely has power. So I'm excited to see that one against Castro. Castro hasn't been defeated, 26-0. Escandon has fought a lot of good fighters, Russell Jr., just to name a couple.
Yeah, Tuxtla Mayambayar as well.
So he's been there with the best. Let's see what Castro has to offer in that first fight that we're going to see on the pay-per-view. It's a featherweight 10-rounder. Then you have the Mansayo against Ceja fight, Ortiz, Guerrero, and of course the big one, Pacquiao against Ugás.
Well, there is a thought process that one, especially Mansayo and Ceja, could steal the night, because Ceja, from what I have heard, they said that he's extremely focused heading into this fight, and that he's grown exponentially since now being under the guidance of Ismael Salas, who incidentally will be the lead trainer for Yordenis Ugás when he makes his walk to the ring tonight against Manny Pacquiao.
And you know, Salas wants to give Freddie Roach a little taste of what could be coming up in the main event. So both of these fighters are going to be ready.
Yeah, two high-level trainers in Freddie Roach and one Ismael Salas. There's an overhand right for Dato. Dato is 28 years of age. There's an overhand right that sprays Contreras.
I'm not going to say who told me this yesterday, Ray, but they said that they're going to attack that midsection of Pacquiao, that it looked a little soft and old. Did you see it that way?
Was he as ripped and shredded as we have been accustomed to? No, but he's also 42 years of age. He's going to be 43 in December. The fact that he's still fighting at this level is just on a different planet. Down goes, my goodness, down goes Dato.
Whoa. Unexpected here. The big favorite goes down, and he's dazed.
What a turn of events here as Contreras has put down Shawn Dato.
Oh, and he can feel it now. He's going for it.
Shawn Dato in some trouble. Could an upset be brewing here in Las Vegas? The one thing about Dato, he stayed in the pocket too long and he paid a big price.
Yeah, and he's still in there. You'd think he would take a breather for a couple of seconds. That's not the case. Stars are lining up there. We see the great Joe Goose and Brian Kenny getting ready for the pay-per-view.
Dato, he's got bruises outside of on his right cheek. A little bit of blood as well. He got lit up by Ángel Contreras.
I don't think he expected this kind of brawl, but it's happening now.
But now look at Dato go. He's attacking the body, and the Filipino fans voicing their support of Shawn Dato.
There he goes. Now he looks like he's totally recuperated. But he was in bad shape about 30 seconds ago.
We'll take a look back at that in between rounds. But this is a big round for Ángel Contreras, and his confidence is soaring. There's a right hand that connected for Contreras.
Nice combination there, Contreras. Oh, that little right eye looked like it might be closing. So Contreras right on top of him. He feels this fight.
Considerable swelling on the right side of the face of Shawn Dato, followed by blood streaming from his nose. This has been a high-contact, very physical affair between Contreras and Dato. Big round for Contreras.
We mentioned 6 knockouts in his 10 wins from Monterrey, Mexico. He does a, as they tell him in the corner there. Listen to me. Don't get all crazy. You still have a great fighter in front of you. Keep working the lower body. And then you'll get him upstairs. So that's what the corner is telling Contreras here.
Let's go back and take a look at the knockdown for Contreras.
So he comes in.
Oh, beautiful right uppercut, right on the button.
He came in too soon, and Contreras took advantage of it and gained the uppercut right there. Dazed him for a while. I mean, that has to be a 10-8 round.
And that was precise, Felix. That was precise. That was accurate. It was a sharp, short right uppercut right on the inside and landed right on the button, and Dato never saw it coming.
Nope.
And now Dato is having to deal with adversity for the first time in his professional career, as Dato is coming off of a win. The last time we saw him, December 13, 2019, before the pandemic, a knockout win over David Yordenis. And there is a belief in the corner of Ángel Contreras that he could really attain this upset, and it was even furthered with that knockdown of Dato in the 3rd round.
Yeah, Dato at least has to do the same damage, which Contreras' defense is avoiding that, although Dato is turning it on a bit here. So his corner was very animate. They think they can win this fight.
We are into round number 4. This one's scheduled for 8. Ray Flores, Felix De Jesus here. It is the prelims of Pacquiao and Ugás. We go live on pay-per-view in just over 40 minutes. Make sure that you join us in what could be Manny Pacquiao's final fight. Will Pacquiao once again recapture his welterweight championship, or will Yordenis Ugás pull the upset, as he is a sizable underdog heading into tonight's main event?
They did a great job there in the corner of Dato. because that right eye was looking really, really bad. The swelling went down a bit.
It is important to, as a prize fighter, to have a quality cut man. I think one of the best cut men in the business, Mike Rodriguez.
Oh, of course.
And it's almost one of those things that you want to have a quality cut man in your corner as an insurance policy, just in case you need it, because how many times have we seen quality cut men that have prolonged a fighter's ability to continue in a fight and they get the victory, thus changing the trajectory of their career.
Even with bad cuts, they are able to revive the boxer sort of in the corner. And again, kudos to the job they did for Dato. Let's see if it translates to some good job here in this round.
Well, Dato is slowing down a little bit, but nonetheless, we have seen a compelling matchup. And now Contreras sort of very nonchalantly, he had his hands by his side.
Yeah, a lot of confidence now by Contreras. He feels like Dato can't hurt him.
Well, the last time that Contreras won was back on October 30th, a third-round technical knockout win over a local journeyman, quote-unquote. But I will say that, one, Contreras looks terrific thus far. You would never think that he is just a quote-unquote a high-level, professional opponent.
In boxing, a punch could change a fight. That could happen tonight in any of the fights for the pay-per-view. That's what boxing is.
And Contreras saying, come on, bring it, let's go. Well, you know what we got to go to, Felix? Stay right here, but go to your fridge, get your favorite beverage of choice, get your food, and get ready for 4 fights on the pay-per-view, headline by Manny Pacquiao against Yordenis. Ugás fight now on the Fox Sports app and watch it on any screen that you want.
There's a champion behind you.
What do we got? Oh, yeah, the great Julio Cesar Chavez, El Gran Campeón Mexicano here joining us.
So all the stars are coming out tonight here.
I don't know if you saw, Felix, but there was a moment there was certainly a moment where, they were, Pacquiao went over to see Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. and they embraced. I mean, talk about a moment there when Pacquiao and Chavez talking, and Chavez was so excited to see Pacquiao. Just goes to show you what Manny Pacquiao means to the sport of boxing.
Yeah, legends. Legends stick together. That's where Ugás wants to be tonight if he beats Pacquiao. And it's a tight group of just fighters that have always come to fight.
And speaking of coming to fight, Angel Contreras has come to fight against John Dato, as has Dato. Dato looking to remain undefeated. He's 14-0 with 1 draw. Contreras 10-4-2. And also, Felix, I mean, we appreciate every single one of you joining us here on our PBC on Fox prelim portion here on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much for supporting the sport of boxing. Without you, none of this would be possible. So thank you for your support and your passion for the sport of boxing.
Definitely. Totally agree with that. Dato has shown a little more, but again, it's Contreras who's staying steady in this fight. And for Dato, I mean, this is big. This is big. It's basically Manny Pacquiao's night, and if he loses, it'll be a blow.
Yeah, you don't want to start off the night. I mean, the Filipinos especially, I mean, they are very proud of where they come from in representing their country. You don't want to start off the night with Manny Pacquiao on a sour note, losing for your country. They are very aware of that. They take their nationalistic pride to heart.
Yep, so Dato trying to step it up. He knows the importance of him coming up ahead, but Contreras will have none of that. He's on top of him all the time.
And again, Felix, it is a matchup between Mexico and the Philippines, and we are seeing, action in this fight. I mean, that's pretty much the DNA of that rivalry.
Wow. Surprised of the night so far has been Contreras. I didn't expect him to be so game for tonight.
Well, he looks in very good physical shape. I mean, this is probably the best that we have heard Contreras look. There's a right hand for Dato. Certainly catching the attention of Contreras, a left hook. And anytime Dato strings together and puts together punches, you hear the Filipino fans start to make quite a bit of noise.
Yes. He did put a nice little combination there, but Contreras is still on top of him.
And chants of Dato that are echoing here at T-Mobile Arena, but Contreras just ripped off a three-punch combination.
Definitely slowed him down when he knocked him out. Knocked him down with the uppercut. And it takes a while. It takes, you know, a few minutes for you to get back to the boxing style that you trained all these months for this fight.
Dato still bleeding from his nose. His trunks have been decorated in some of the blood from his nose, largely in part to those right hands from Contreras.
You look at that record, 10-4-2, and you're like, journeyman, but journeyman no more.
No, he's a journeyman that can fight.
Yeah.
And they both continue to fight to the end of the fifth.
Tell you this, whatever happens in this fight, nobody's going to want to fight Angel Contreras. They know they're going to be in for a war. The corner telling him the right thing. The fight is nice and tight. It's nice and close. You need to start maintaining the pressure. You want to win, or you just want to be part of the show? That he's waiting too much. This is from Contreras' corner. So he's giving you signals. He's breathing deep, breathing hard. So his corner telling him the right things. Because Contreras did slow down a bit in that last round.
They are chastising him in the corner. Like literally.
Yeah. Waiting for a slap here in any minute.
Seriously. I almost felt like I was watching someone in the principal's office.
He got chewed out.
Yeah, literally. And that's that he has a knockdown in the third round. But that just goes to show you that the belief is that Angel Contreras can win this fight and upset one, John Dato.
He has a couple of more rounds to go. There we go.
Well, Dato started off in the first couple rounds, and he was really letting his hands go. He was applying the pressure, and since that knockdown, he hasn't been as active and as aggressive. And you could attribute it to the fact that he might be a little bit reluctant to, quote-unquote, pull the trigger, Felix.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go in. If he does, he has to show that Contreras is a little hurt because he got caught with that hook and with that uppercut, and he's maintaining his distance.
Well, and I'm not a doctor by any stretch of the imagination, but the blood continues to stream from the nose of Dato. Do you think it could be broken, Felix?
Yeah, I think that at least the orbital might be severely damaged, if not broken.
Because the blood is streaming with frequency. It's not a ton, but it is enough to just continue to leak. And he's got a cut outside of above his left eye as well.
Yeah, so you don't know if that's coming from the inner eye. Oh, he almost went down again. Contreras is just on top of him, Ray. So that might come from either a little vein that's flowing through the nose. Something's happening where it's just a nice flow coming out, or a steady flow.
Well, it's one of those items when you have a fighter from Mexico against a fighter from the Philippines, you can pretty much throw out the records because they're going to fight in a phone booth, essentially.
That's right. And then Contreras just keeping up with the tradition. I am sure Dato did not expect this kind of fight.
Well, I mean, he started off strong, and then Contreras really, with that right uppercut, and also the fact that Contreras has been able and was able to withstand the early bigger shots from Dato.
Could be very close. Losing his first fight, he has to step it up because Contreras so far is winning this fight. From my perspective, the judges might have something different.
Well, I think Dato needs something big as you look towards round 7 and 8, because Contreras, to me, is landing the cleaner punches, especially here in the 6th round. You couple that with a 10-8 round, and I would give the edge to one Contreras.
Yes, and I think that the anxiety in the corner of them pressing him is because they didn't think they were going to win. And they're seeing the opportunity now.
Well, it is within grasp, that's for sure. But Dato is undefeated. He hasn't been in the ring since December of 2019, so the ring rust might be a factor. That's a nice right hand to punctuate the 6th for Contreras.
Nice finish to that round by Contreras. The corner is still yapping away. Oh, they can feel it, Ray. I've seen this a million times. They can feel it, that if they can keep their boxers for 2 more rounds going nice, the way Contreras is doing in 7 and 8, they can feel the victory. And again, he wins this fight. That puts him in another level. He goes, they're not going to take this fight away from you. Show them that you can. He said they're going to take the fight away. You got to show more.
You would think that Contreras is the one that is behind the scorecards and that he needs a knockout compared to that of Dato.
Exactly. That corner is really doing a job, but it's keeping him fighting. Some fighters need that.
Well, I mean, it's working because Contreras has really...
I think you need to turn around to, what fight are you seeing? I think I'm winning this fight.
Well, I mean, but that kind of call and sense of urgency, I think, is helping to let Contreras know you've got to fight for the full 3 minutes over the course of this 8-round fight. You need to fight hard for 24 minutes and do not let this guy off the hook.
Yes, I think that's the game plan, and he's showing it.
Especially with the fact that Contreras is winless in his last 3 fights. 0-2-1 over the course of that time period.
It's unbelievable the way he's fighting tonight, that he can have that kind of record in his last 3 fights. But I would go back and see the opponents, because he's showing a lot tonight.
It could be a case as well, Felix, that he might not have gotten up for those previous opponents. And when you look at a guy like Dato, who's undefeated from the Philippines, who has spent some time, doing some conditioning work with Manny Pacquiao, that, look, you know what? I'm going to surprise this guy. I'm going to come in the best shape of my life and put on the performance of my life.
Nice combination there by Contreras. Dato holding on. And it's just the event. You're here, you're in Vegas, you're under the Pacquiao-Ugás fight. You might...
Nice right uppercut there by Contreras, and backpedaling is Dato. Dato might have gotten hurt. That right uppercut hurt Dato, and he was backpedaling for a couple of moments, Felix.
He knows the world is watching Contreras in this big fight, and he's demonstrating it so far. And there, another combination. Oh, wow.
Oh. There's a nice left hook to the body by Contreras.
Dato is definitely slowed down a bit.
And Dato, his face is starting to show even more signs of wear and tear. Blood continues to flow from the nose. It's now flowing with more frequency here in the 7th round.
He's had a lot of pride, and I don't know if Dato wants to go back into the where all the fighters are at and have Pacquiao take a look at him, because definitely a downer for Dato.
Well, Contreras has certainly silenced the Filipinos that are in attendance here with his work rate and the fact that he's getting the better of the exchanges with landing the bigger shots.
Must be cheering in Monterrey, Mexico, after seeing the job so far, and anything can happen in boxing, that Contreras is doing.
Well, John Dato's undefeated record hangs in the balance. Under 30 seconds to go. And don't forget, we are under a half hour away until we go live on pay-per-view with Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis, Ugás. We have Robert Guerrero, vicious Victor Ortiz. An old school fight in the co-main event, a 10-round matchup, and expect a lot of slugging in that one, Felix.
Definitely. What a night so far. Fox also had some good fights. The fights here on social media have been great.
Frank Martin picking up a win over Ryan Kilzaski by unanimous decision. Someone to look out for at 135.
Martin Valenzuela might be a good one. Valenzuela showed a victory over Strayhorn, who was game. But Valenzuela just too much. So and then Torres, the big guy, 6'7", beat Justin Rolfe. So this is just a little appetizers. Whet the beak a little bit for tonight, the fights that are starting.
And look, the fight on the undercard, obviously I like all of them, but the really appetizing one, the mouthwatering one to me, is Mark Magsayo and Julio Ceja. Again, we see the Mexico against the Filipino rivalry, but it is the first fight of the night that will feature Freddie Roach against Ismael Salas, as Salas has Ceja, the Mexican, and also Freddie Roach has Magsayo, the Filipino.
Oh, and now is there more pressure on Magsayo after the showing here of Dato with Contreras? If he holds on these 3 rounds, he might get the decision. So Very interesting what's coming up here tonight.
And Mark Pacquiao has been working with Freddie Roach for about a year's time now, and they feel that Pacquiao is ready to make that move. They believe, Manny Pacquiao Promotions, they feel that Pacquiao could be very special. And if he's successful against Julio Sejam, then he will punch his ticket to being the #1 contender for the WBC featherweight crown currently held by Gary Russell Jr. But now we are into the 8th round. Ray Flores, Felix De Jesus. John Dato, though, coming out strong now, and now he's got Contreras backwards. Look at how the tide changes. Dato, his face is a bloody mess. He's taken several big shots. There's a left hook that connects, and the Filipino fans making some noise now.
Yeah, he's come alive here in this last round. He needs a knockout, I think. Let's see. He's putting a lot of pressure. Still Contreras trying to keep him away with the jab. Oh, nice uppercut there.
Look at this exchange. They both have been exchanging savagely here in the 8th round.
They know the importance of this fight for both fighters. Dato looking to stay on the winning streak.
This is the kind of fight. Oh, big shot over the top, on the top of the head of Contreras. I wish this was a 10 or 12 round fight instead of an 8 round fight.
Yes.
That hook to the body by Dato.
I think Contreras could feel it. I think he's definitely going to try his best to hold on here because Dato is coming alive.
Well, Dato wobbled Contreras early in that 8th round. There was a big right hand spraying Contreras, but back comes Contreras.
Oh, nice combination there by Contreras.
This has been a war of attrition between these two. And this is the prelims. We haven't even hit pay-per-view yet.
That's what this night is all about. Great boxing. Legends.
Look, the one thing I can guarantee you, and I very rarely do I ever say that I can guarantee you anything, but I will guarantee you that you're going to get some exciting fights tonight with Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis, Ugás. This card is certainly entertaining, and you will enjoy what you see because these guys are going to bring in all 8 fighters on our pay-per-view portion.
All 4 fights are great. They'll be good fights.
John Dato, we'll see if he can dig deep. Can he have one last burst?
Oh,
it's a big right hand as he gets lit up from Contreras.
Now he's just trying some haymakers here. And Contreras' game plan is just to keep attacking, and he's done it. He's done it all night.
10 seconds.
Oh, man.
They go toe-to-toe to end the fight. Fantastic matchup here tonight between Ángel Contreras and John Dato.
Now the trainer's saying, we won, we won. After telling him for like 5 rounds that he was behind.
Yeah, literally. Well, now he's happy because he saw his fighter go out there and do what he asked him to do.
Did his job. Dato, I don't know if that left eye or that right eye affected him for most of the fight, but what a showing by this kid Contreras.
He could be in line for the biggest win of his professional career. There is a great deal of excitement behind John Dato, or behind Ángel Contreras. For John Dato, they are concerned, obviously, because his undefeated record hangs in the balance. Felix, I thought Contreras pulled out the win.
I think so. I think Ángel Contreras did win. We'll wait for the judges. The more damaged fighter is Dato, probably a broken nose or orbital bone, so we'll see what happens.
Well, it's, what do they say? It was from the movie 300. Felix, are you not entertained? Because that was an entertaining 8-round lightweight affair.
No, definitely. If we see here, this is a little more than 300 for both of their careers, but Contreras, I mean, he did nothing wrong in this fight to lose it. He did what he had to do.
And you know what? John Dato showed that he could take and come back after being knocked down. He was knocked down in the 3rd round from that right uppercut. And he had Contreras hurt in the beginning of the 8th round, but he didn't have enough to be able to put down Contreras.
Yeah, I mean, Dato, I think it's in serious jeopardy, let's put it that way, his non-losing streak, or never lost. We'll see.
Well, we will see how the judges have this verdict rendered, as now we send it up to a ring announcer. Here is Miguel Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Max DeLuca saw it 78-73, and judges Patricia Morse-Jarman and Judge Dave Moretti both saw it 77-74. All three in agreement for your winner by unanimous decision, Angel Contreras.
So Angel Contreras upsets John Dato, and that is the biggest win of his professional career. What a moment for the Monterrey, Mexico native.
Oh, wow. His corner is going crazy right now. They didn't expect this. It happened. A lot of guts shown by Contreras, and he gets the victory, and this will hopefully get him better things, better fights.
Still to come. Go ahead and check out the Fox Sports app and order Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis, Ugás. Felix, final thoughts as we get ready. Will this be Manny Pacquiao's final fight as he takes on Yordenis Ugás?
It could be. It could be. You got to watch. You got to watch to see if it is. That's all I can say.
Also, Yordenis Ugás, he is a heavy underdog, but I think he will give a very good account of himself and will bring his best tonight. But will it be enough to knock out the 8th Division World Champion?
I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not happening. We're seeing a decision today.
So you think unanimous decision for Manny Pacquiao?
A tight one. I just got to see the fight.
You think it's a close fight? I think we get a close fight as well. I do not believe this will be Manny Pacquiao's final fight, but I think we get a riveting matchup between Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis Ugás, Robert Guerrero Vicious, Victor Ortiz. Also, Mark Magsayo matches up against Julio Ceja. So don't forget to join us at the top of the hour. On behalf of Felix De Jesus, I'm Ray Forrest. Thank you so much for joining us for the prelim portion here at T-Mobile in Las Vegas. Fight night is moments away. Manny Pacquiao, Yordenis Ugás from Las Vegas. We'll see you in less than 20.